Welcome to the Morning Sanity Check, where we talk about the different pillars of resilience: spiritual, physical, social, and mental. Join us so we can talk about it, then be about it. Let the show begin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Sanity Check. My name is Seth.
And I'm Camille.
Yes, y'all. So we're here to make sure everything is good with you and you're not going around here battlefield crazy. You understand? So what's going on with you, Camille? How's your weekend so far?
So far, so good. It's been a very productive week. Good morning, Trinice. Good to see you on here this morning. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, but it's been a very productive week. I've been working on some things that are coming up. You know, I have the book workshop coming up. I have some things that I'm doing for my personal business, and just trying to get some traction under my feet. So I'm satisfied with the progress that I've been making. And so it's been a good week for me. Yeah. How about you?
You know what? The week has been cool, busy, been doing a lot for and with individuals within the community and connecting with people around the world now, which is great, you know. However, now it's time to reflect and relate and release. Right on, because you can go crazy doing this and for everyone else and not taking care of yourself. Funny thing, I came downstairs to get situated for the show, and I see my daughter sitting in the living room. She's just there, just looking. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, you okay? Look, no TV, no Teen Titans, or nothing going on. I'm like, you all right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. And so she says, yes, I'm okay. I said, what are you doing? She said, just thinking. Oh my goodness, that's my baby. You understand? She's sitting there, she marinating.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we could go crazy, worried about everybody's business and not focus on our own stuff, right? And looking inside. Ain't even 10 yet, getting it in. But good morning, everybody. This is what we're doing here. We're here in Sanity Check. First of all, I want to let y'all know how important it is that you are here. Okay, because this is something that we have been doing for over a year. But what I want to say is congratulations and thank you to Miss Camille for her first full year with the Sanity Check. Yeah. Y'all didn't know that, did you? Because see, look here, last year when the pandemic was popping off, I started this, right, just to help individuals not to go crazy as hell, you see? And then Camille will come on. She came on a couple times being a guest, and one of my homeboys, AG, happy birthday to you, brother. He said, you know what, man? Yo, that's a connection right there. And I'm like, what you mean? He said, you know what? I think that would be dope if y'all would. Oh, and you know, following that, wasn't that dope? Wasn't that dope, Camille?
Yeah. Yes, that was. And I appreciate him for that too, because Sanity Check really has, it put me in a whole different, if we can go off script a little bit here, but it really has opened up my world. I want to say thank you to AG for one, seeing something in me and making this connection. And two, for Seth for bringing me on board, because he didn't have to. I was a guest here and there. And then he said, you know what, do you want to come on and do this full time with me? And I said, yes. I never, ever thought about podcasting before that. And so it just really has stretched me and challenged me and grew me. And so I just want to say thank you. And it's my birthday month too. So thank you, AG.
Yo, happy birthday, everybody. Yes, I see you skip. Hey, get it in at the gym. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, shout out to him. We're going to be doing this little fitness water challenge because he saw me getting it in, right? And he was like, look at you, right? So you just go put water on your face to make it seem like you getting it in the gym. I said, bet. All right, I'm going to show this little round somebody how I gets it in, right? So that's what we've been doing.
So that's what this challenge has been? Because I've been watching seeing the pictures and stuff.
Yes, that's what it's been.
Got it.
Hey, y'all, look, y'all make sure y'all follow us. We're going to be putting more on the Lions Den and help to not just have this healthy competitions, but so that you can get engaged and so we can see what you got. You understand? That's what it is. I did. But you're getting there. You're getting square now.
Hey, something else.
Yes, y'all. Hey, but look, Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to this. I put it in the chat. Make sure y'all do. Listen, we are not professionals in all of this, but we're in this together. You understand? And so if there's any way we can get better and do things better, let's do it. You understand? Let's do it. So y'all, look, we're going to be talking about igniting minds. So for those of you, first of all, let me say this. Make sure you share this because this is about to be some real good fire. You understand what I'm saying? Play on words with ignited minds, but this is going to be some real good information. Last week, as a matter of fact, Camille, you talk about it. What did we do? What did we hit on last week as far as your thoughts create things?
So that's what it was. Our thoughts create things, and talking about how basically, where your focus goes, your energy flows. So the energy that you put into your thoughts, or the thoughts that you have, really create the life that you're living. And if you're not living the life that you want, then you need to check those thoughts. Sometimes they're your subconscious that is coming to light, and we're giving a meaning. And then that thing that we keep saying that we don't want, we keep saying it, which means that we're giving it energy, energizing it, and we're bringing the very thing into our lives that we're saying that we don't want. So it was a really good conversation yesterday, last week. And it was just about how to really take control of your thoughts and the energy that we're giving it, and how to create the life that we want to live, whether that was by journaling, writing out, and being, in the moment of the things that you say you want, feeling yourself there. So I think that it was a great conversation last week, and we got great feedback. So hopefully this week, igniting that mind is going to help us to get where we want to be.
Absolutely. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all could dig that, if that was a good show to y'all, put in there hashtag right on, and make sure you're sharing this. Okay. Don't just be stingy and saying, we just don't want to share this, right? Because I want to keep it to myself. Stop being stingy. Hey, you can't take it with you. So what we're talking about this week is the igniting minds, right? Igniting minds. What does that look like? So just touching on a little bit, to me, all right? And you let us know what you think igniting minds mean. So, but to me, igniting minds is putting yourself in a situation where you are enlightened. You understand? You see things differently. You have seen the light. And not just that, how do you what? Stay ignited. You understand? Because you got some, like we talked about before, those spiritual vampires that suck the life out of you, and all of a sudden your fire go. You see? So what do you do when the fire fizzles out? What do you think about that, Camille?
So I try not to let my fire fizzle out. I have learned by becoming aware of, the energy that's around me, the people that I'm connected to, that there are people that are spiritual vampires. And so I've had to say, you know what, the only person that can dim my light, put out my fire is me. I'm the only person that has the power to do that. They can say what they want to, but I have to make a conscious choice whether I want to listen to that and whether I want to put that in action. So when people have done that, I'm like, you know what? Again, I say this all the time, like, God didn't give you this vision. He gave it to me. That's why you don't understand. That's why I'm going to keep doing what I do. And so I keep pushing. And if it doesn't work out the way that I intend, so what? I learned so much in the process that always helps me in my next endeavor. Every single time without fail. Yes. So I keep pushing, and I just have refused to allow other people to dim my light. So I'm just going to go as far as I can go.
That's good. And ladies and gentlemen, here's a tip. All right. So for those of you that want to keep that fire ignited in you and have your inspiration going and everything, try this. How about you just try new things, right? So sometimes simply thinking about something isn't enough. That's what this is about. Part 2 of your thoughts create things, but sometimes just thinking about it ain't, that's not going to produce a jack, right on. So that sometimes, like I said, just thinking about it isn't enough, right? So you need to know whether or not you actually enjoy what it is that you think you want. So take the risk, sign up for something, right? So for example, I'm not going to call any names out there, but there's some people out there that think they can box and beat up Mike Tyson for some strange reason, right? So try, taking classes, boxing classes. Would you probably fight Mike Tyson? Absolutely not. Would he probably kick your tail? He probably would, right on. But there's nothing wrong with trying different things. Or like to Camille's point, she wanted to learn how to dance. What do? You go and learn how to do it.
Get out there and do it. Get out there and do it.
What you think, Camille?
Yeah. You might get rejected like I did, but I tell you what, next time I came back, I was ready, baby. I was ready. And I learned some things, you know what I mean? Because rejection to me was a challenge. Yes. It was like, what? Like, you talking about me? I love, rhythm is in my bones. What are you talking about? Well, it wasn't the right kind of rhythm, but I picked up
offbeat is what it was. You was on the other beat. You was on the other
man.
One. Okay.
I didn't them spins and stuff. I was just as dizzy, falling over, whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I took the time. Yeah. I took the time to find out what it took and what I needed to do so that didn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? So you have to figure out if it's something that you really, really want, you work at it. I took boxing classes. I took kickboxing classes. Now it's not my sport or my profession. You know what I'm saying? But should I get in a tussle or something like that? I can give you a run for your money. I'm not just going to lay down and be like, oh my God, no. Just like the same thing with the dancing. I didn't give up. It was something that I really wanted to do. And I learned a lot in the process. And it wasn't just about the dance. It was about allowing another person to take charge, about trust. It was about trusting myself. It was about following. As leaders, we're always, we're in charge of things. We have to learn how to be followers too. Yes. So it took me into a very vulnerable state. And it was so much more than just learning how to dance. It was just the lessons that were applied. So, igniting your mind, you have to be open to new things. You have to be open to being embarrassed a little bit because you're out of your comfort zone. But
absolutely,
in the end of the day, yeah. So how about you?
I mean, first, let me shout out to Giovanni out there, brother. Hey, thanks for watching, man. He says the thoughts, it's just a seed. If you don't water it with action, creativity, and determination, it won't grow. Absolutely. And for those of you that don't know, the product of what you see in me has not always been. It had to be cultivated. I remember when I was asked in a public setting to talk about myself, and I could not even remember my name. I was that nervous. I was that shooken up, right? But what that did, not only did I have to it put enough embarrassment in me to want to do something about it. Some people get so embarrassed about things, they shun away from it and they run away. No, maybe you need to be humbled. Hey, maybe
ding, ding.
Be humble because see, you thought you was a good communicator, but wasn't nobody listening. Wait a minute.
Real talk.
Check this out. You might think you funny, but put you on the stage and you might get a tomato in your face. You did. So, but what that did was that had to push me to do things to create the environment that I will be uncomfortable in order to build. And that brings us to the next point. How do you do what? Vibe with your tribe. Hey, you see? So what that did was put me in the position of Toastmasters. Those of you that don't know, is one of the largest speaking organizations and professional development speaking platforms in the world. And so I had to surround myself with other individuals that were better, doggone it, better than me. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But they still had the same passion. You see, they still had the same passion. So, Camille, tell me how important it has been for you to vibe with your tribe.
Man, I can't tell you, when I realized that, when it really sunk in that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around, it changed my perspective. It changed things for me. I started wanting to be around people that were going places, or I had these big dreams, and certain people don't understand that. They don't get it. They don't, it's just like, what would make you think that you could do that? And I realized that I had to change my tribe. I had to change my tribe to people who were thinking bigger, who wanted more and better out of their lives, and they didn't let excuses get in the way of them getting there. And I started watching and looking at what they were doing, and I'm like, really, your thoughts are creating that? They said, well, when you know and you're clear about where you want to go, you do whatever it takes to get there. And I was like, these are my kind of people.
See?
And every Saturday, right before I was on here, I was on two other platforms, learning from and growing from my tribe. And we were saying how every single one of us in those groups, we have attracted because we know where we want to go. And we're attracting people who are like minded, have that same energy, that same vibe. And we pour into each other like no other. And it has really taken my thinking to a totally different place, which has taken my thought process, my life to a totally different place.
Mhm.
Even though I don't have no big mansion or whatever, y'all, I'm the happiest I have ever been in my life. And
See?
that is real talk.
Hey
Real
now.
talk.
Hey now. Yes. Yes. I
Yes.
see you, Dominique. Yes. Show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. And you know what? Hey, now it's time to flip. Y'all know I'm a habitual flipper. Check it out. You have to keep this in mind. There's individuals that are a part of your life, but that are not a part of your. Whoa. Did I?
Yes. Yes.
There's some people that's a part of your life that is not a part of your tribe. And guess what? It's okay. Watch this, y'all. There's been times, a few, probably many, that I have confused the flames. What I mean by that, there's been times when I was attracted to a light, but I read it differently. You see, I thought that the light that I was attracted to was attracting me to, I guess in a way to help propel me or me to help propel them. That's not the case all the time. So when you get into a certain point of your life, you need to be a little bit more cognizant of the energy and the light that individuals are giving off. The light that they're giving off may not illuminate the path for you. Wait a minute.
It might be like that moth. What is it? Moth by the flame.
Yes,
What is it? Burned by the fire.
exactly.
Janet Jackson. That's the way love goes.
You
It
see,
might burn you.
it just might burn that ass. You understand? So just because you can see it, you cannot be attracted to every flame and think that that flame is for me or for you. You see, so there was times when I was doing different things in my life and individuals was attracted to, I thought they was attracted to Seth. No, they were attracted to what I was doing. But what I did was I placed them in the life for Seth. And what happened was my internal fire burnt their ass. You see what I'm saying? And then so I had to realize, wait a minute, they shouldn't have got that close. But guess who did it? I did it. I brought them, hey now, I brought them in to an environment that they could not live in. Camille, what you think about that? Is that can you dig that?
I can. It's a thing. Some people, because they have to be ready. You have to be in a certain mindset. You're attracted to certain things. You see the light and everything like that, but you haven't done the work to really be able to absorb the light rather than get burnt by the light. And so, there are things that you glean from and you're like, oh, I want to be around this person because I want to learn from them. I want to do things. But some people, if I'm being honest, they start getting jealous, or there's this, I don't want to learn from you. I want to be like or be better than you, or whatever the case may be. I mean, it's happened, and people think that they can do what you do without going through the process. They have to go through a certain building and learning and humbling and fortifying and all this kind of stuff in order to be, again, not be burned by your fire and just say, oh, I'm gaining the warmth. I'm absorbing all of this energy, this good energy or whatever. Some people will get burned and they'll leave and then they'll come back. Some people will understand later on that, hey, this is, I'm trying to nurture something here. And some people will never get it. You know what I mean? Some people will never get it, but yeah, they never will. But I just continue when that happens. And it has happened to me. People come in like, oh, I could do it better than you or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, do it. And then they want to come back and say, oh, well, can you help me through this?
See.
My inside sometimes want to say no, but it depends on who it is and the situation. But I don't let it stop me. Yeah, I don't let it stop me.
Yes,
I don't. I've grown.
You know what, y'all? Hey, man, just listen. I have a taint bit, so now I'm not as petty, but at the same time, I know I still got some got a funny bone. I got a petty bone. And every once in a while, I'll say, you know what? No, because see, back then when okay, we talked about that already. All right, Mike Jones, who? You see, but now in 2021. Hey, things is popping. You see what I'm saying? And now you're like, wait a minute, yeah, I see what you was doing back then. I need some help now. Do you? Really? It's like a picture of old buddy Willy Wonka. Remember him? He would sit there like, really? Now you're ready? That's what I give him. With a smile, though. You know what I'm saying? So Trinice, my sister, she says, or they're not ready. Camille, you hit it on the head. They want the results without going through the process. Don't want to do the work. No, y'all, listen here. They scared of that sweat equity. You dig? They're scared of it. They're afraid of it. And look, they think that just because you did it, and that they know you and y'all close, I could do that too. You said,
and sometimes they can, but they don't understand. It takes a little bit of time. You don't go from, even if you do get, decide to do whatever, you just don't go from 0 to 100 overnight. You're going to feel those frustrations. You're going to feel those learning pains. You're not, and some people then they get discouraged. Like, yeah, you probably can, but you didn't want to go, like I said, through that process. It's not just you wake up one day and then you're just an expert at whatever it is that you're doing. Yeah. That's not how it works, Yeah. And so, so you have to know that, to build. And even me from transitioning, I'm looking at people and I'm like, dang. But in my mind, I also know that to be where I want to be starting now and at this age in my life, it's going to take me years to get there. And I'm okay with that process, because I'm not the one that's trying to take over. I'm trying to learn and absorb so that when I do get off my feet, everything is good to go. You know what I mean? That I've gone through that and I've learned and I've listened and I've humbled myself. And so, where I want to be, it's going to take a little bit of time to build, but I'm willing to go through that process to get where I want to be.
Absolutely. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about igniting minds, and not just igniting minds outside of yours, but yours. How do you keep it on fire? Hey, how do you keep that smoke going? You dig? Because it's ultimately your responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, the individuals, I had a conversation with a great friend of mine here recently. Individuals that's in your circle are not responsible for your happiness. One more time for those in the back. Boom. The individuals around you are not responsible for your happiness. Right on. They are there to help add or to take away, but you give them that power. You give them that power. So if you are around or take that back, if individuals are around in your tribe and you feel a way every time they get there, who's the fool? You see? Because watch this. What you try to do is to, dang it, Camille, it's about to hit me. It's about to hit me.
Go
Check
ahead.
It out. Is you try to force people to be who you want them to be in your tribe.
Yes.
Doggone it. What you say about that, Camille?
It happens because sometimes, again, we see things in people, or we see potential in people that they don't always see themselves, or they're not at a place where they can recognize what it is that you're trying to do or where you're trying to go and things like that. And so we have to understand that people have their own thoughts and processes and desires and things like that as well. So sometimes we have to say, okay, here's where I was trying to go, but I see that you have, a direction you're trying to go into. We can do one or two things. We can try to collaborate and make it work, to see if where you're going and where I'm going, or I see you going or want you to go, can intersect or connect and we can do something, or it's like I got you, maybe you got this path, and gotta go. And there's people that I've had to do that with, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, and sometimes you see the potential and you're like, I don't want them to fail, because there's this compassion that you have and things like that. So I'll be like, if you ever get to a point where you need some help, let me know. You know what I mean? Because I'm all for building and growing people and stuff like that. Because like Trinice said, get you a coach and some accountability to help you stay focused. Every coach, I'm a coach, Seth's a coach, and we both have coaches. I'm sure I have a coach, I know, that helps me through the process, because, there are things that I have a certain level of awareness. I have but my coach has an awareness that's out of this mind. And so when I get to a place with people that, I might be at a, he helps me think through that. That's why we have thinking partners as well, to help me think through that. How do I get to this person? How do I help them to see what it is that I'm trying to do? How do I help them to understand that this is a growth opportunity for them that I'm trying to get them to reach? But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's their choice.
Absolutely.
You try to create that awareness and everything like that and try to show them the benefit of it. But if they're not ready, then, they have to be ready on their time. So.
Absolutely right. Also, that's what we're talking about with this igniting minds. And here's another tip for those out there that's interested in rekindling that fire on the inside of you first, right? Here's one. Get rid of judgment. What do I mean by that? If we're really being honest, all right, if we're really being honest with ourselves, right, sometimes we're unable to connect with others because we're too busy judging them. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh, my good. Can you dig it? Sometimes we can't connect with folks because we worried about why they look so funny. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, we worried about why they smell the way they do. You understand? So check it out. We dislike, but also we dislike qualities in others that we dislike in ourselves, all right? Because we're constantly looking at the world through our own perspectives. You see? So check yourself first before you want to check. What it say? And look, y'all know I don't read the Bible like that, but what it say? Get something out of somebody else's eye before you tell them they got some wood in theirs or
that plank.
Yeah. Hey, do like this first before you. Hey, look at that. You got this eye booger. You dig? But you're mad or you're judging everybody because of the things that they have, but you haven't checked yourself. So when approaching a new group of people, or when you want when you want to connect in the tribe, whether it's old friends, new friends, or it look like that you guys have something in common, find out what it is that you have in common and enjoy that. Now, keep this in mind. If it's a toxic relationship, that's one thing. But if you're simply allowing a perpetuated attitude inside to dictate your decision making, consider what type of mindset you have. You might have a holier than thou, like, oh, well, look, I'm better than them. Check yourself. Check yourself.
I was on the Ice Cube version, but you threw the Bible at me, so I had to.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yourself.
Yeah. Bama your hell. I'm real. Hey, dropping bombs on your
Look. But yeah, that's so true. Judgment gets in the way, and then the thing about it is we be judging people that's doing something. We ain't doing nothing ourselves. Like, get out of here. What does that have to do with what they doing? You know what I'm saying? What is the way that they look, or they teeth jacked up or whatever? What does they are where you want to be? Judge yourself. You know what I'm saying? Judge yourself. And so I really had to stop. And when people say stuff and they be like, "Oh, did you see this?" And I'm like, I didn't even notice. Like I said last week, I didn't even notice. I don't even care. I'm looking at character. I've matured in my thought process. I've matured in my, mind. I make judgments after I get to know people about certain things, because you'll waste a lot of energy if you don't.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't judge people right off the bat, but if I'm pouring into you and you just willfully don't want to get it, then I'm like, okay, you want to be ignorant. Now that's a judgment. Okay. But I'm gonna take my energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm gonna take my energy and I'm gonna put it towards somebody who's willing to
Yeah.
be open to who wants to learn, because I'm not gonna keep, throwing this thing at a wall and knowing it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Yeah.
So, but I don't make snap judgments on people, or there's certain things because of energy. But you understand, when I don't judge the things that are just not
Yeah.
important. They're not
Yeah.
important.
Hey,
Um,
I get you, but
yeah,
check
I
this
just
out.
I want to see people win, but at some point you got to be
We-
like, if you don't want to win for yourself.
Right, which is good. But ladies and gentlemen and family out there, before we go to the break, I'm about to throw this on you, Camille. I want you to tap on this right when we come back from the break. What do you think about those individuals that tell you about other people and want to give you their judgment of that person and impose them on you? Think about that, y'all. Think about those negative, judgmental individuals that are, watch this, in your tribe. All right. They might be in your tribe right now. So, hey, y'all make sure y'all tune in. Stay on. Stay on. We will be right back talking about igniting minds. All right. Be right back.
Integrity Consulting and Professional Services LLC is a minority, female-owned, nonprofit management consulting agency located in Humble, Texas, north of Houston. The owner, Jackie Dozier, has over 36 years of nonprofit and for-profit business management experience. She can take your idea from thought to manifestation while offering a myriad of services to help you successfully manage your business along the way. Her services include state filing anywhere in the United States, getting your employee identification number and 501c3 tax determination, providing cooperative and service agreements and mandatory documents, one-on-one grant writing training and consultation, board and staff development, and more. Ms. Dozier's clients include the U.S. Departments of Health and Human Services, the Administration of Children and Youth, U.S. and Caddo Parish, Louisiana Departments of Education, and the list goes on. References are available. Check her out on our Facebook page, Integrity Consulting and Professional Services LLC, and contact her by email at integrityconsultingpsllc@gmail.com. Rates are competitive. Say you heard about her on Sanity Check for a 5% discount. ICPS, providing all of your small business and grant writing needs with integrity and professionalism.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, y'all. We're talking about igniting minds, okay? And right before we went off, I asked Camille a question and posed it to you as well. What do you do when individuals that's in your tribe are judgmental of other individuals, right? And now they want you to be just as judgmental. What do you do about that, Camille?
Well, I'm a observant person. So and then I'm one of those that I know who I am, so I make decisions for myself. You know what I mean? I'll just give you a quick incident. So even at work, you know how like people, especially being in the military, you get a new troop in and the old supervisor wants to send all the information and all the bad things about this person or whatever. My response would always be, thank you, but no thank you. I will make my own observation on how they work when they get here, because oftentimes it's environment. You know what I mean? Or you guys could have had a personal whatever, but that don't have nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would leave it at that. I wanted to give people their own opportunity to show me who they were for me. And a lot of times those past judgments were no longer who the person was. But when you get in those situations, people can't let you grow. They still hang on to that old thing that you might have done one time in the beginning of your career, and then it follows you through the whole thing. I don't believe in that. I believe in people having second chances. There's growth opportunities. Sometimes it takes a while for them to get aha moments. Now, if that's in my tribe and everything like that, I be watching. You know what I'm saying? I try to see if there's any truth to it. I don't make any I don't take any action on something just because somebody says it. Hey, lady, just because somebody says it. But I'm observing. But sometimes you have to make sure your observations don't skew your behavior toward a person. Okay, you have to have objective a view of that thing to just say, okay, is it there? Is it not? And a lot of times for me, it's just not the same for me. I don't view it the same. And if I don't, I'm like, you know what? I see that there might be something between y'all, but for me, this is how it is. So I'm gonna keep rolling, keep pushing. Now if there is, then I'll be like, okay, and I might bring something up to the other person and say, did you know that this is what you're putting off, or did you know that this is what's going on? And if not, then
absolutely,
you're aware now.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, y'all. Look, hey, we're talking about igniting minds, and also when you have individuals that's in your tribe that is judgmental of other individuals that you want to bring into your tribe. And to her point, hold on. She says, "Let me see. I have family like that." Sometimes we do, because what happens is we have individuals that's close to us that has had bad experiences in their life, and they may see something in someone else that triggers that, and so they care about you. They're going to say, hey, nah, okay, but check it out. We're two different individuals. Maybe when that happened to you, you didn't know how to handle it. You dig? Let me take it, because what happened is sometimes we rob individuals of their experiences. Just because wait a minute, no, you don't want to do that. No, maybe I do, right? Maybe I need this in order to learn. Just because you've been there does not mean I don't need to go there myself, because I got a different swag about myself. You dig? And listen, watch this. Sometimes there's individuals that's in your tribe that give off negative energy. So then therefore they're going to, I guess, repel individuals, or try to repel individuals that's trying to come into your tribe, like projecting. So yes, we have to be cognizant of that. So let me see. Let's go back to King. He says, what if they see things that you don't? So they're not judging, but they are bringing awareness to you. Well, I personally say, if they're bringing awareness to you, I believe you need to be, personally, you have to be in a certain place of awareness to pick up on that discernment, to say, okay, I get it. Because if their intentions aren't out of love, I look at it differently. Like, okay, this person has different motives. Look, I might be talking to somebody that just might be a low-key hater. I might be talking to someone that feelings got hurt in the 90s. You see what I'm saying? By somebody that look like them. So that's when I have to, hold myself accountable to who I listen to and how much of that meat or fat I take in. What you think, Camille?
I think that's so true. I'm dealing with it now. I have to, some family, and it's family, that unfortunately the situation may be irreparable, but, things that have been held on for so long, and then the information gets, skewed and all kinds of stuff, through life experience. But at the end of the day, you have to, like, Angel said, you have to kind of do some self-reflection. What was it about me, or maybe something I did or something like that. But at the end of the day, your experience is yours, theirs is theirs. You have to let them have that. And sometimes there's nothing you can do to change that. You know what I mean? And so sometimes there has to be some break there. But anyway, yes, some people try to think they're protecting you, but that doesn't mean that I won't be a success. This is true. But anyway, back to the original point, you can't fix it all. You can't change the perception of other people, because, they have their own experience with that. You have to be able to separate their truth from your truth and be okay with it.
Camille,
you know what I'm saying?
Camille, I see you. I see you. I see your face. Listen, y'all don't understand. This is real life right here, okay? You think we got it all together, but we going through this together, right on? Listen,
yes, we are.
Listen, Camille is really, look, she's giving a testimony, right on? I don't think this is a testimony. Hey, yes, I see it. Yeah. How are you doing? Like, how are you feeling going through this process right now?
It's frustrating. It's frustrating. If I can be completely transparent here, I'm not going to tell all the details, but it's frustrating.
Don't share it. Hey, watch this, y'all. Hey, we drink coffee, not tea. Can you dig it? So keep your tea to yourself. But what we need to do is be honest about it, seriously. But go ahead, Camille.
Yeah, so it is frustrating, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because people hold on to things, or they remember things differently than it is, and you're like, it has severed and soured the relationships in a way that you're like, I didn't know that you was holding on to this for all these years. You didn't even give the opportunity, and then it's like they want to project this character whatever on you that doesn't exist. It only exists in their mind because they were at a place mentally that they couldn't receive the information that you were given. They couldn't understand that some things were done out of love, not out of hate or trying to whatever. But then at the same time, people have that victim mentality. And if they choose to stay in the victim mentality, there's not a whole lot that you can say. And especially when it's skewed to the point where, you cut off everybody and everything over some untruths, and you refuse to hear the truth about the situation.
Yes.
It's hurtful, especially when it's family, especially when it's people that there, and there's nothing that you can say or do to change their mind because they're not mentally mature enough to accept that, that this is the truth, and that there are some things that didn't happen the way that maybe they took it because they were feeling or in a certain space. You know what I mean? And so, but you have to let them go. You have to let them live in that, and you have to be okay with this is their truth. This is where they are in life. You can do whatever you want. You can be at a place you've grown and everything, and you just have to let them be there and love them from a distance. And that's what I'm dealing with right now. And it hurts because this person I absolutely love with my whole heart, but she's not ready.
Check it out. Hey, can't everybody come with you? You see, listen, ladies and gentlemen, what I hope and pray, and this is all seriousness, do not feel guilty for giving individuals their pink slip outside of your tribe. Okay? Don't feel guilty. Now, you may feel hurt because there was a comfort there. And I mean, this is what I'm telling you, I'm telling to myself right on. You can't feel guilty because sometimes you will hold on to some shit just because you don't want them to feel bad. But how do you feel? And listen, how do you want to continue to feel? Right? So you can't feel bad for, kind of pushing that person outside of your tribe, because your tribe is a circle of love, trust, encouragement, enlightenment, a truth, right? And also too, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I want to be able to say this, and hopefully y'all can dig this. You have to be able to bear all and not feel ashamed of doing that to your tribe. I should be able to come to Camille and say, Camille, you know what? I messed up because I did not do this right. I did not know what I was thinking about. And I did not know that, but my intentions was this. I should be able to leave the conversation with Camille knowing that she heard me. She know that I'm not perfect, but she knows my heart. But if you got somebody in your tribe that make you feel worse than you did even by talking to you, like, wait a minute, this wasn't supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Wait, who is this? Why are you here? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you think about that, Camille?
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, what? But again, we're talking about igniting this flame. And I had to realize, sometimes you have to let them go, even when they're those that are closest to you. I have to keep pushing despite if you're not ready to hear it, see it, and that is not in those things that you had a conversation or something. You're like, how in the hell did you get that from that? You know what I mean? Like, where did that come from? Like, that is not what I said did. Okay, I see that you're not ready to accept anything. And so I just continue to do what I do. Regardless what you say, where you're at in life, I'm moving forward.
Yes.
And I'm not going to let that thing become a roadblock for me. I'm going to let that be a stepping stone to where I can come on here and, like Seth called me out, that there are things that we deal with. But because of my level of awareness, because of what I'm learning, what I'm allowing the good stuff into my system, it doesn't derail me from my purpose or where I'm going or what I'm doing. It gives me another story to tell that says, I've been through that, but I made it still. I might not have everybody in my corner rooting for me, but I still made it because there are other people that I allowed in my tribe that were pushing me forward, that were encouraging me even through the trials and tribulations. And those are the types of people that I want in my corner anyway, those are the type of people that I want to surround myself with, that's going to be showing up at my, events or doing whatever. The ones who are really, really, really there to support me and not trying to bring up some stuff from the past that didn't even really happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, so you just have to be very, hey, Rosie, that's one of my tribe right there. She's amazing. But, it's crazy that when those other folks fall off, the right people just appear.
Yes, they do appear. But and again, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about igniting minds, and this is part 2 to your thoughts create things. So we did have this conversation real briefly last week, as far as when you're going up the staircase of your own elevation, you will have individuals there that could still see you going up there and echo, like, hey, you remember when you was down here, you was a fat boy. Hey, you remember when you was down here? I remember you getting them now laters with them food stamps. Okay, check it out. But
now and laters and now laters.
No, it's only now laters. It's an and an A. Who said that? I don't know who did that. That's false. Falsehood. Blasphemy. Even. But anyway, now laters. The deal is, but when you're going up that ladder, you have those individuals that remember that. You got individuals that remember that and that's still going with you. Wait a minute. Oh, you got those that still going with you. And listen, they was with you, buying them now later. You know what I'm saying? But hey, now y'all building businesses together. Wait a minute. Hey, now you are able to connect and change the world. You see? That is what your tribe looks like. That's how you continue to ignite minds. You see? Oh my goodness. What do you think about that?
And I like how you said that. I like how you said that while you going up, they still down here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Trying to project that thing back onto you. And it's like, where you at?
You can hear them though. But listen, you know what makes it so bad, y'all? Here's the flip. It's good. It is real good to keep them in, I would say, an earshot. The reason why I say that, you don't want them too close because see, they drain you. You dig? But there are individuals that I keep those individuals on my Facebook friend pages. You see? Yes, I do it. You remember I told you about the funny bone and the petty bone? See, I keep them now. The petty bone. Look, I keep them right there because look, I want you to smell my success. You dig it? Because I know that you could do what I do even better, but my responsibility is not to make you feel a way. My responsibility is to continue to do me, but to show you you can do you.
You know why I don't delete them? Because I'm giving them energy. That means I would have to go and search them out, and I'm not giving them no energy. If you were on there, you'll be on there. If there's some people that I see and I'm like, oh, I was blocked. Oh, I didn't even know. You know what I mean? But it's fine with me because you separated yourself, but I'm not giving you any extra energy.
Yeah.
You can hate from where you at. You can say what you want to, but I'm not going to seek out your name to block you. I don't think I've ever blocked anybody. Maybe one person in my whole Facebook 11, 12, whatever, how many years it's been Facebook. I think I blocked one person, and that was because of inappropriate remarks. But other than that, you can watch or you cannot. I hope that I'm saying something and showing you something with my life that I'm growing that you want to, find out more about, or maybe, do something the same, not what I'm doing, but grow, as well, and realize that you don't have to be in the same situation. So, my hope is that the people that if there's anybody out there don't like me or hating on me or whatever, that they see something about my life that makes them want to be better. So I'm gonna keep them on there.
Yeah, I'm
gonna give them the energy that I have. You know what I'm saying? That changes their energy.
You know what? I can dig this. You know what I would do as far as, and I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I will give them that energy too. However, I will give them leftovers. Listen,
that petty bone still coming out.
What I'm saying is, check it out. I'm not gonna give you the upper crust, right on. I ain't giving you the good stuff. I'm gonna give you the left. Here, take what I got left. And I'm gonna do this. Go. You got it. Yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look, make sure you check out these comments. Make sure that you go and subscribe. Y'all have to get it in. Subscribe to the Lions Pride Network. We're on YouTube, Roku, and Amazon Fire, y'all. We're talking about igniting minds and understanding who your tribe is. Right on. You got to understand who your tribe is. This is so important. So here's another one. Here's another tip. And tell me what you think about this, Camille. Know when to commit. What I mean by that is that if you have a good feeling about something, make the effort to make it an active part of your life. This is what I'm talking about as far as not just igniting your own mind, but connecting with individuals that minds are ignited as well, right? So for instance, if you found a club that you really enjoy, try attend it on a regular basis. You get what I'm saying? Like if you're trying, if you're interested in a new fitness regime, right? Don't give up at the first time and fall off the machine. If you do fall off, you see people try to work out, they do it wrong. They're like, oh Lord, I can't do that, right? Failure and fear are necessary aspects to any part of life or even endeavor, right? But by noticing the moments you feel uncomfortable and choosing to overcome them and to keep pushing through and keep grinding, you begin to develop a strong connection to your fellow members. So people will see you grinding, people will see you hustling. They're like, oh man, he getting it. Look, I remember last week he fell off that thing. You dig what I'm saying? But hey, look, he fell off that thing, but look at him now. He grinding. He's getting it. Or she's getting it. Look, not she know how to do salsa, merengue, balata, bachata. Look at it.
All of it.
Oh, you understand? But hey, I remember that one time she fell over nothing, right? Hey, you thought she had on shoestrings, but them was sandals. She tripped over nothing. But she's getting it. But what that does is that commitment will show your tribe you're about that life. You see what I'm saying? What you think about that, Camille?
That's good. That's like everything. I think one of the biggest compliments I got here was the other day. It was a girl that was in my group, and she was saying how she has seen me blossom over the last, few months that I've been in this group. And if you guys don't know, I don't know. I'm kind of shy for real. I always say much of an introvert or whatever, kind of quiet. I like to observe and things like that. And so I did, but as my tribe changed and my thought process changed and my level of awareness opened, there's just been some things that have just blown my mind. And she reached out and she was like, I have just seen you grow and blossom, over this years. Yes, Chief Slay. And, it just was like the biggest compliment ever, because it shows me that what I'm working on the inside is showing on the outside, it's showing up. And so, it's just that commitment to go into my other things where I'm growing in a growth environment, a learning environment. So I do mastermind groups. I'm in a bunch of other, for those of y'all don't know, Seth and I both are John Maxwell, also doing power living and things like that, where I'm absorbing this stuff, you guys, and I'm making it a part of my life. And to see that other people see the changes in my life is just, I'm like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And that is helping me too, that everything that I get in, I want to give back. And that's why we do this on Sanity Check. It's not about us and just, changing our lives, but it's changing the lives of the people around us, and what better, you can't take none of that to the grave, but you sure can give it away. And that's and make your part of the world better. And that right. Is so it's a good feeling. And it is, when you stay committed, it takes time, but change happens, especially if you want it. It's not an overnight thing. You have to, make this commitment. You have to be committed to your commitment, and you have to work that thing. And it takes time. Pounds don't fall off after a week in the gym. It takes years, it takes months and years. Growth, mental growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes months and years of regular commitment. So
you know what?
And I promise you, change will come.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And then the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, again, you have heard this before. There's 24 hours in a day. What do you do with them? A lot of times that grind is going to happen at the wee hours of the morning, or late hours at night. And there are times when you have to sacrifice the mess. You dig? Think about how much time you put towards doing a whole lot and heavy nothing. Hey, think about how much time and energy you spend talking to a fool. No, seriously. No, I'm now, all jokes aside, we know some people we spend an abundant amount of time talking to a complete idiot. An idiot, a fool, and not just a not just the village fool, but I mean a stone cold PhD in foolery.
Yes.
You see, I mean, seriously. And what we do is we spend all that upper crust energy with the food. You see? So, how about you utilize some of that time to focus on yourself? Just a taint. Hey, just a taint of energy on building yourself outside of that time when you are absorbing ignorance. You dig? And your tribe is going to see that. Okay, so they still doing it. They still get, damn, they still here every Saturday. Every Saturday, get boom, boom, boom. I'm seeing these posts. Blah, 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 blah. I'm seeing this. Y'all, this has been going on for over a year. How long? How does it feel? Does it feel like a year to you, Camille?
It actually doesn't. It went by super fast. And it's, I think that in the year and a few months that we've been, this sanity check has been on, or I came on as a guest. I think we only missed Seth maybe 3 Saturdays, maybe 3 Saturdays. You see, Seth was traveling at times. I was traveling at times, but we were committed to our commitment to put this out for other people to help them grow. And so this year has been so phenomenal. It has grown me in ways that, like I said, I didn't realize, and it has went by so quickly. It's like a year. Wow. Wow.
This is the crazy part. Now I'm about to throw it back at the audience. Just think about where you were a year ago. Let's say you stayed just as committed and only took 3 days off. Oh, what do you think you would have accomplished in that time? Watch yourself. Hey, how many of y'all still got that quarantine gut going on? Hey, don't raise your hand. I don't want to see it. But I'm saying, just think about it. How many of y'all still have some things that you said that you wanted to do, and you were so worried about how long it was going to take, you didn't even take the first step. You didn't even take the first step. You see what I'm saying? Because that was so much, that gave you so much anxiety, you didn't even start it.
Yeah, didn't even start. And that's the thing. I was telling somebody that the other day, don't kill your dreams before you even get started. People will talk themselves out of doing something for a fear that may never even come to fruition. I was listening to something, it was a book the other day, and he was talking about 80% of the fears that we have never come or whatever. Mm-hmm. Actually, there's only an 8% chance that those things that we're worried about are ever going to happen. Yep. But don't let that 8% stop you. What you do is you think about those things and you find out ways to overcome them. You know what I mean? Okay, are these rational fears or not? What is the chance? And what if it really happens for me? Yes, it may not look the way, like I keep saying, my life doesn't look the way that I thought it was going to, but I love it. What do I do with what I have? And if there is a roadblock or an obstacle, how do I overcome that to still get what I want? Well, the first step is to start, to actually take the first step and do it.
Yes, that is the first step. And you said something that was so serious to me, and that hit. And it made me think about something and this is everyone. We have done this in our time, in our life, or we have seen individuals do this. They will talk about their nightmares before they even fall asleep. What are you doing? So going back to what we talked about last week, our thoughts create our things. So what type of energy do you think you're giving off for your tribe or your flame? Watch this. You blowing out your own flame before you can even light anything out. Before you even get a chance.
Out the little smoke. Smoke, and you just
just a little bit. You're like, oh no, I can't do it. What are you doing? Who do you think want to be around you and your negative self? You dig? So you already creating the nightmare before your potential is even exposed. Before it's even exposed to yourself, let alone other people. Yes. You don't even see your own. You didn't close your own door. Hey,
that was my story for so long.
Yo, you know
that was my story.
You close your own door.
Yes.
And then be mad. Hey, watch this. Here it is. Watch. Let me get up close to the mic. Hey, check it out. You close your own door, but you mad when other folks don't let you in theirs. Hey, you mad. Listen, you want them to see you as being worthy, but you don't even believe.
Yeah. Well, Seth, look, this is true, but I'm gonna tell you what had to work for me. You know, it's that whole idea of borrowed belief.
Come on.
Because people saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I was one of those that I had potential. I would start things and then I would stop because I was just crippled with fear because of all the things that people told me I was never going to do. I couldn't do. I wasn't capable. Why are you trying to? And those voices just kept coming back. And there were a couple people in my life was like, you have so much. I see something in you and I'm going to push you. And so I'm going to tell you how I got over it. I started treating other people the same way. They would be like, oh, you're great at this. And I'm like, let me bring you along. And in the process, I was also learning. And I would help them. I say, you know what? I'm here. I'm not going to let you fall. And in order for me to keep that commitment to them, I had to do everything I could to learn about the thing that it was that I was pushing them to do. And I became a great cheerleader for other people, pushing them out of their boxes. I don't want to be out of I'm like, go ahead. But as I was pushing them out of their box, I was also pushing myself out of that box. That whole comfort zone that I was in, I had to make myself uncomfortable. And it was because of those couple powerful people that said, Camille, you're stifling your growth. You can be so much more. And then I operated on their borrowed belief in me until it became my own belief in myself.
There you go.
And I was like, I get it. I see it. And I could you mean if I put my mind to something, I can actually do it? And I would challenge myself to do things that were completely out of my comfort zone. Completely thought that I would never be able to do. And guess what? Crushed it. Because I was committed to that thing, because I wanted to see how far I could actually go. And then when it was all said and done, I was like, oh, I did that. Oh, I did. Who was that? Was that me? You know, you look back on some things and you be like, I did. I never would have thought in a million years.
And that's how it is. That is so dope. Hey, shout out to Trinice. She says, now I haven't tuned in every Saturday, but I can tell you it was podcast.
Maybe this podcast?
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully, right. Hey, help fan the flame to me to go back to school and to really assess my time and to do the things that truly brings me joy. Thank you both. All right. And also, as well as the comments and others in the group. Hey, yes, Tradice. Hey, y'all, check this out. Check this out, y'all. Yeah, that's super dope. That's super dope. And see, this is the thing here. We are all a tribe. If individuals in your tribe aren't pushing you and not necessarily, wait, no, let me take that back. It's not pushing you. You have to push yourself. We inspire. We're not motivational speakers. You dig? We can't motivate people. That is something that's internal. But if individuals in your circle aren't motivating you or inspiring you to take different steps, you might want to start looking at your tribe and say, wait a minute. Oh, wait, what? Who? Wait, you still there? You see? And then you have to be honest when it's time for you to find a tribe that inspires you, right? And it's okay because you're never too old to go back to school. You're never too old to try something new. You're never too old. Listen, do y'all know, and I'm gonna put it out there. Do you know it wasn't until a couple of years ago in the 2020s, you know, not the 99 2000, but the 99 to the 2020s that I finally Mario Brothers #1. I said it. Shame on it all. Shame on it all. Yes. But hey, I ain't lying. Right? Hey, look, I'm good at some things and some things I wasn't. It took me a while to click. But hey, But the deal is, I was inspired just by a YouTube. And then I saw my daughter, she wanted to play it too. I'm like, you know what? Let me try. Why haven't I beat this thing yet? You see? So now I know I can tell her and teach her how to do it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about, igniting flames. And to the next point, to our next point of doing what? Being that internal flame. How do you do that? What does that mean to you, Camille?
Eternal flame is that thing for me that keeps burning. It's that burning desire that just, a desire is a desire, but it's that burning desire that does not allow you to stop, before you get to the thing that it is that you want to do. You have to have an all consuming fire or desire about your goals in order to crush them, to achieve them. And I'm gonna tell you, my eternal flame is gaining all the knowledge and all of the things that I can to continue to help people throughout my life at different levels of their life and my life. So I have this eternal flame for knowledge. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm always in school. Y'all see, I just got a couple more certifications. I'm probably a certification queen, okay? Random stuff, but I see how they all fit together, and I go with my gut, and I realize that all of those things, when I have that thing that pulls me to something, that pulls me to that idea, it's for a reason. And so I've learned to stop fighting that, because I already committed in my heart the things that I want to do, and that is to continue to grow and to learn so that I can continue to help others grow and learn. So that eternal fire for me is that burning desire to help people, that burning desire to help them see that their life circumstance can change too, just like mine is changing bit by little bit. So it's the thing that just doesn't let your dream die.
Absolutely.
Because I have a dream and it ain't gonna die before I see it.
Absolutely. And that's how it should be. And so to me, that flame is knowing that my vessel, if you will die. That is something that is not to sound morbid, but that's reality. However, what do you do currently to keep that light going on, knowing that yours will be blown out? By helping ignite others. You see, so the thing is, individuals have their own natural light, but what you can do is be honest, be transparent, be helping, and operate in a realm of servitude all of the time. All of the time. It's not only when you feel like it or when it's transactional, like, okay, I'm only gonna do this if you do this for me. No, now that's ego, right on. But your flame can continue to light when you are just boom, sparking somebody else. And listen, the key is to light it unconditionally. You don't have to light it and watch it and see it and make sure it burns like you. Do you know how silly I look to try to teach my daughter something and make sure she do it the same way I did it? Right? And make sure she nope, you're doing that wrong. But I have to say, hey, is she making it to point B? You dig? Just because I am the way I made it from point A to point B was in like a skateboard. And now she found a way to do it moonwalking. Am I mad that she's moonwalking to B? No, you dig? So I'm challenging all of you to ignite individuals and be gone and say, hey, set it and forget it. What's that thing? Y'all remember that thing? You just put it in, put the button, you set it and forget it.
I had one.
Yeah. Set it and forget it. Because if it's truly coming from a authentic place, you don't have to be there. If you think you have to be there, then it's ego. You don't have to be there because God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, is already taking care of it.
And the thing about light is that one light bulb may light a room, but when you light all the other ones in there, it illuminates.
There you go.
There's a different type of light that shines when you share your light with others. It's just like that candle, the whole premise about the candle. You can light 1,000 candles with one light, with one candlestick before it burns out, right? And it takes nothing away from it, but it adds everything to the light. And to your point, Seth, when your light burns out, there are 1,000 other candles that are still carrying your shine,
There you
that
go.
are still, spreading the message that you have, that are now lighting other people's fires.
That's right.
Illumination is better than just a single light. And
Right.
so that's why I want to leave here empty. I want to give everything that I have. And that's how legacies are started. It's that people didn't keep that stuff to themselves. They wasn't selfish about that thing. They gave so much to other people that other people are carrying on their legacy.
Yes.
Maya Angelou will never die. Her
Never.
works will never die.
Never.
We have people that have written stuff in the 1800s that we're still learning from, or even further back, we're still learning from because they decided to share their light with others.
Yes.
So, eternal flame, what you do today, that carries on.
Absolutely.
You wanted to say about you. So.
Yeah. And look, ladies and gentlemen, now it's back time to flip it. So I want y'all to continue to do this, understand what this means. However, there are individuals that are continuing negative flames. Keep in mind, what we're talking about is sharing your positivity and sharing your experiences and everything to help individuals. You also have individuals that are sharing negativity. That's still energy. And if we don't know how to differentiate the two, we can pass that on to our offspring. You understand? Just like trauma. You dig? So you have to realize that the individuals that have been successful and able to help inspire you, and you take that and you go to the next level, the same can happen from individuals that's negative in your life or in your family. They will also continue the legacy of wrath or chaos or other things. You have to decide how you want to live your life and how you want to keep your legacy going on. Because you got some out of line people that got some mental issues. It ain't your problem to save them. You dig? But it's your responsibility to stop that chain, because there may have been something that has been perpetuated for years and it can stop with you on today. You see?
Yes.
On today.
Look.
Mm-hmm.
I'm that's me. I decided a while ago, there are some things that I'm changing, the cycles in my family for my children. I'm not raising them the way we were raised. I'm not putting those same constraints and things like that, perpetuating my fears. I have learned that, a lot of creativity and a lot of the things that I was capable of was stifled from that negativity or from the, past fears and those years of things. I treat my children totally different. It's not about me being what I want them to be. It's about them being who they were created to be.
That's it.
And I try to cultivate that, and I try to observe, and I try not to put my own, whatever on it. We have those conversations about it. Where do you want to go? These are the things that you're good at. Have you explored this thing? And so I am determined to break some of the cycles, of family disruption or family dysfunction in my own family. I started late. I got an older daughter, whatever, that I didn't get it the way that I'm getting it with my younger child, but I still share that with her. We still have these conversations. You don't have to do it. And she is doing things so much more different than I did. Or, her thought process is so much better in a lot of ways than I was at that time, but I'm really trying to stop those same things in my own family. The buck stops here, Harry Truman. Right? The buck stops here, and I am determined to change that legacy for my child.
Absolutely. You know what? This is another thing too, ladies and gentlemen, back to the whole topic of discussion and igniting minds and our legacy. We have to understand that parts of our growth and connecting with individuals comes with education. What I mean by that is you may be picking up, or you may have received things that was passed on based on a certain level of education. That is okay. However, when you elevate to another level of education, now it's your responsibility to share that to your offspring. Realize certain things that Mama and Papa said that happened back in the 30s. Hey, it's like we got lights now. You dig what I'm saying? We got the intranets. You dig? We don't have Encyclopedia Britannica no more. You dig? So we have a way. Science has came back around. So it's our responsibility not to hold on to things that isn't pertinent anymore, but to give and pass it on, because there were certain things that I could not do because my mother felt as though it wasn't safe for me to do. Not because it was dangerous, but she didn't know. Sometimes we don't know certain things because we don't know the right questions to ask. So it's my responsibility to know the things I need to know to articulate it to my daughter so that I don't place fear on her, so she can say, okay, cool. So let me go and take it a step further. Here I am at the ripe age of 41. I'm able to tell my daughter, hey, go ahead, do it, because I want you to experience it, and I know how to catch you if you get too close, to fall. But my mother at the time, she didn't experience certain things. She didn't know how it would feel for me. So instead of her encouraging me to take that step, she just encouraged me not to and prevented me to even take that step. So, right. So when we are igniting our flames inside in other people, we have to educate ourselves. You see what I'm saying? If you think you know it all, shame on you. You did, because you don't. You should always stay a student. But when you do learn, share that knowledge. What you think, Camille?
I mean, that's absolutely right. There has to be a disruption for growth. Mm-hmm. Like I think James had said earlier, putting those seeds in the ground or whatever. Seeds have to burst to bring forth the tree or the fruit. You know what I mean? There has to be a disruption. And what we do is we try to avoid the disruption, but there's growth on the other side of disruption. Is that thing that idea that you guys have that you never even actually went through anyway, is it really as dangerous as you thought it was? Or is there success on the other side? We never have inventions without disruption of the current systems. We can never do stuff differently or better without disruption of current systems. And so it's not just thinking outside the box, but thinking as if there is no box. How can I change these things in my family, in my thinking? So I'm constantly learning and growing, and understanding that you have to go past the level of comfort. You have to go past sometimes even the level of safety in order to figure out what the next step would be. Because if you don't go past that, you can't put controls in for this level of safety, knowing that there's another level there, but you keep disrupting those systems and those thought processes and those ideas and those self-limiting beliefs to find the truth in what it really is. Is it as dangerous, or is there a little bit danger, that risk assessment? Do I take this, is it that moderate level of risk that I'm comfortable with or whatever? To be honest, I had to go from very conservative to now I'm a risk taker in a lot of areas where I wasn't before, because I understood that there was very little growth at the conservative level.
There you go.
If I wanted to grow exponentially, I had to take, that your result is is equal to the level of risk you're willing to take. Mm-hmm. And so I had to grow past that to say, okay, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out. Okay, I might lose a little money. I've done that before. I wasted money, thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on stuff that that have no return. But I'm learning, that I do have to take risks in certain areas in order to see how far I can go and to really get a return on my investment. Absolutely. And that's really in my mind.
Absolutely.
It starts there. So
yes. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to I want to ask you all something. You don't have to chime in, but I would like to make sure you all are sharing this, right? And share this and tag your tribe. Tag your tribe, right? If you can dig what we're talking about, tag your tribe and make sure you're sharing this. Let us know that you're sharing this, right? So here's the question. Is there anyone that's watching right now, YouTube, on the podcast, on TV, that's telling their children on today when there is a thunderstorm outside to cut off the TV?
We got one right now. I'm on here, so no.
Hey, who right now, if it's raining outside, to say, hey, get off the telephone. Hold on, wait.
Don't run the water. Don't run the water. You ain't taking no baths if you ain't already took one.
Because it's raining and it's not, you heard that lightning, you know what's gonna happen. You go get Shazam through the television or Shazam through the phone. Is there anyone that's saying this right now on 2021 day? Okay, now listen. I'm guilty of hearing it, but are we perpetuating that same level of, I would just say, I wouldn't say ignorance. I would say just being naive. Okay? Misinformation. But also to that point, though, with that misinformation, there is a responsibility that individuals have to verify. Is what you're saying even true? Who you know that has actually been shocked by watching TV? Listen, you're watching too much TV is what the problem is. You might just need to change the channel. Hey, how about you cut it off and start reading a book? You did, to see the likelihood of that, right? Because you have individuals that's talking to you about electronics, but have never opened up an electrician's book to understand that your house is grounded. Anyway.
Yeah.
So the next part, I had to get that off my chest right on, because see, we do that.
You got it off.
But see, we do that to our children, right? We're telling them some old shit that wasn't even true. Like, wait, what are you doing? Okay, but anyway, y'all. So this last point. Okay, and shout out to a special guest. We had this conversation, but I want to throw this out here to you, to the rest of everybody, to our family in America, about reaping comes to those who what? Okay. So right. But if you have to understand that individuals that make you feel or help you, because can't nobody make you feel nothing, but kind of project certain things onto you because of the work you put in to do something, right? And okay, I'm able to sow this because I put in this work. This is what my tribe has done, or this is the type of tribe I need to be around, versus individuals that make you feel guilty for putting in that work. Okay, so before you get into, and we've been loosely talking about it throughout this morning, ladies and gentlemen, but before you go into the right tribe, understand the type of energy that you need to exist for yourself. So if you're grinding, it will be good to be around some grinders. If you're dreaming about certain things and you want it to manifest, you want to be around individuals that are dreaming like you. You dig what I'm saying? And it is okay to dream. You get what I'm saying? So yes, waiting is not absence of work. Absolutely. So when you're reaping those benefits, don't feel guilty for getting what you put in. However, here it is on the flip. Don't be mad at what you're not able to reap. Because guess what? You ain't putting nothing in the, hold on. Listen, you got all this land out there, but hey, here it is. Hey, watch this. It's October, and I'm waiting to see what's going to pop up. What you do in the spring? Wait, did you put anything in there? You dig what I'm saying? But look, you waiting for something to hey, look here. Look, you waiting for one of these, to come on up. But you ain't plant Nathan. What you waiting for? And then cussing out the ground.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I don't think a lot of people know about the plastic plant, but
So that's another situation. But what I'm saying is, what individuals that don't plant anything, they get so mad, they cuss out everything around that situation as to why they have not produced, or they have not received what they didn't even produce. What you think about that, Camille?
I mean, that's true. You can't go into somebody else's garden and hope that they done put something in the area that you don't know where they planted. You didn't go over there and help. You didn't put in no sweat.
They didn't
You over there in a dog patch, waiting for something to grow up underneath, But
hey,
no.
And mad because ain't nothing pop up.
Because ain't nothing popping up. Yes, you got to put something in the ground. You have to, in order to sow or to reap, you have to sow, which means that you have to put something down there. Not only that, but you have to cultivate it. You have to cultivate that land. You have to make sure that the soil is rich to receive the plant so that it can come forward. And sometimes stuff come forward and it's weak because you ain't did the work. You didn't make sure the ground was fertilized. You didn't pull out the weeds that were choking it out. You didn't water it. You didn't provide it the warmth that it needed. So waiting, like to Trinice's point, is not the absence of working. You're still waiting for that, but you're still tilling that land. You're still taking care of and cultivating that thing. And then there's the law of gestation. Everything has a gestational period. It doesn't just pop. You put something down and it pops up. It takes 9 months to make a baby, 2 years to make an elephant. You got them Joshua trees that 100 years to grow, or cicadas at 17 years. Everything has a gestational period, but you just don't give up on it. You don't stop nurturing it. You still feed it the things that you need, knowledge that we have, opening up our awareness, surrounding ourselves by people who will pour into us the things that we need, that we may not know that we need. That different type of fertilizer. They have different type of fertilizers for different plants. You can't use a one-stop shop for everything because you're going to kill off some things if you don't understand what it actually needs and which nutrients it actually needs. And that is surrounding you. Jeff on here, Newman, I'm glad to see him because he's part of my tribe. He's in my EO community. I saw him today, just joined, but here he is supporting me. And I so appreciate that. But just pouring into and surrounding yourself with people who are going to show up and support you where you need. So that gestational period, you don't just wake up and have it. It has to get down deep in there. Got to break up some things to come forth. And then it still has to climb a little bit until it becomes a part of who you are. So we can't count that out. But like you said, it's not the absence of work. You still got to work. You still got to do some things, but understand that it just takes time.
It does. And you know what? The funny part is, and I know we've talked about it a little bit here, but when individuals see you at a certain level, because you're still going right on, you're still going and growing, but they didn't see you at level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They see you at maybe 7, and the fact that they see you, they like it, they understand it, and now they want to do that, but they forget that you were grinding underneath that. But the deal is that now they love what you do. They want the results of what you do, but that's sweat equity, boy. They don't know level 1, 2, 3. They think, watch this. They think they could just put it. Y'all remember? So I was talking about Nintendo earlier, right? That back in the day, you could get cheat codes. Okay, you can put cheat codes to go in and go to different boards and different levels just to say that you beat the game. Okay, that's stupid. That doesn't happen in real life. There is no cheat code to hustling. Oh man. Hey, I need to write that. Well, I'm gonna write. Ain't no cheat code to hustling. You did.
That's a good topic right there. Ain't no cheat code to hustling.
Think about that, right? Oh, y'all think that'll be a good one? A good one for next week. No cheat code to hustling, because what happens is individuals love it. They see what you do. They see you getting in the gym. Boom, boom, boom. They're looking at your waist. Bah, 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 bah. Yo, I want that. Cool. But you've been watching me. What were you doing while I was doing this? You see? Look, you watch my stories. You see the stories. What were you doing while you were watching my stories, or what were you doing afterwards? You see what I'm saying? There is no cheat code to hustling, into the grind, to the daily grind. You have to put in that work. You will not receive, and I won't even say you won't receive it, because people can cheat their way into doing it, but the intent and the full abundance of it all, not even abundance, the appreciation. Hey, you appreciate it differently when you put in that time and you get shut down. Wow, right? Then you get lifted up, then you get boom, shut down again, but you keep coming up. That makes, you see what I'm saying? You have to want and accept that as well. Yeah. Camille, let me give you that last word. What you got?
I mean, that's true. I do have a different appreciation for the things I've learned switch it up a little bit though. I have learned to connect with people who have skills so I don't have to hustle as hard. Sometimes you got to pay for what you want, people that have that or whatever the case may be, but it's still that collaborative, and you still have to put in the work to find the people who are going to give you what you need, and help you to learn and understand at an organic level of what you need, what it takes to get where you're going. So, there are some lessons that I'm learning that I don't have to learn. I can pay for people who already learned the lesson to just help me out and give me this. But anyway, today was great. I know we just got a few seconds, but I thought it was a great conversation. If you guys did, please share, follow, tell your friends to come on or whatever. Thank you for being so engaging and interactive. And I hope it's something that we said today ignites your flame and helps you to think differently and to live out your dreams and create the life that you want to live. So that's all I got, Seth.
Right on. Y'all listen, we got a lot more to do. Together and separate. Don't be afraid. Be happy you are a part of the Sanity Check tribe, okay? And look, add more folk to it, only if they about that life, okay? This ain't for the faint at heart, all right? Because this is some real fire, all right? We're not timid all the time, you dig? So we thank you. We appreciate y'all for this whole year, you dig? This is beautiful. And look, we got many, many, many more to go and to continue to light flames. So we love y'all. We'll see y'all soon. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Later.